Our next drill's focus is on the making of our dribble moves. How it's going to work is we are going to take 2-pound dribbles, make that dribble move, and then push forward, transitioning out of it. As we've discussed in stationary ball handling workout, we have 3 points of emphasis as we're making moves. One is the setup of our feet, bringing our defender possibly with a little more body movement away from where we want to go. So 1, the setup. 2, the move, a good, clean, crisp move, sweeping it low or making that move low. And then 3 is that transition out of the move. In the stationary ball handling, we just talked about the transfer from the move to push that next dribble out in terms of transitioning smoothly, pushing that ball out. Now that we're on the move, we got to incorporate more feet to it. So we make that move, we transition the ball to that first pound dribble out, but we also got to focus on our first hard, explosive step in order to put our man in our back hip pocket and blowing by. So how it's going to look is initially we're going to take our first 2-pound dribbles. We can start with the foot that we have the ball in slightly ahead of the other foot because this is our main attack position. It makes sense in terms that all our moves are set up of our hesitation. So as we take our first 2 pounds with this right foot, ball's in the right hand, slightly in front of the left, we're 1, 2. Now I get to that hesitation where I kind of rock back, rock forward into hesitation to then explode. As I discuss the other moves, you'll see why that makes even more sense. So to show you the live demo here, here's our hesitation move. Focusing on the setup, the move itself, which will be a hesitation in this instance, and then the first explosive step forward with that transfer dribble. Next, let's get to push-pull dribbles along the side of our body. As we're doing these, again, there'll be a series of 1 forward back, push-pull, or it'll just be a simple push-pull back, and then get to our move. First move we're going to work is behind the back. Show you one version of it slowly, and then we'll show the live version. Forward, back, behind, forward, back, behind. Now showing you it live. Next drill we got is a drill that I term the Yoyo Control dribble. What we're really working in this drill is we're working on our control. Coaches talk about having that ball on a string, or man, that player really's got the ball on a string. We're working on that control, manipulating the ball, the different dribble slots, and going through that. That's what we're working in this drill. To start, quick review of our main dribble slot, just so you know what I'm referring to. When we talk about our main normal dribble slot, to remember no higher than waist height with all these dribbles, but right off that pinky toe. Right off the pinky toe, our main dribble slot. As we go through this, we're going to be working 3 other different dribble slots. The control part of it, manipulating the ball from one slot to the other, transitioning from one spot to the other smoothly. So we'll run through it. So we got 2 dribbles to start. That's our first set through it. We got 2 dribbles, 1, 2. Then we're going to that first dribble slot right in front of your opposite foot. Could be simulating that push cross as you're knifing through the defense, just like that. Second dribble slot, we're right back, 1, 2. Second dribble slot, extended out in front of you, a few feet in front of you. If you're dribbling down the floor, simulating a guy coming in transition, trying to reach behind, poke that thing out. Last dribble slot, 1, 2, back to our normal. Then we got a foot behind, a foot to the side. Simulating, we're coming off a ball screen, all of a sudden the guy jumps out of the bushes, hedging that thing. Boom. We had to protect that thing behind us. Now we can attack that ball screen. So now you know why we're doing it. Now I'll give you our first set through. I'll run through it for you. I'll show you 1 rep of it. So we got 1, 2, first. 1, 2, extend. 1, 2, first. So you'll do 3 reps of that. Then we'll go to our left hand. So that'll be our first set through it. To challenge yourself, make it a little more difficult. Put more focus on control. Now we're only doing 1 dribble in between each slot. So you have less time to control. So I'll show you one example of that. So we're 1, boom, we're here. 1, we're in front. 1, boom, we're behind. But you can tell it's a little more iffy on that one, just because you only have that 1 dribble your normal dribble to re-control that thing as you're transitioning it from slot to slot. Lastly, your third rep through, again, you do each hand for that second set. Third set, what you're gonna do is just put a little more pressure on your brain so that process isn't the same. You're not getting robotic in terms of slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. Now you're mixing it up, you're making it randomized. So I'll just show you one last example of that one in your third set. Again, we're just gonna go one dribble in between, putting a stress on controlling that thing. So maybe I'll start behind this time. So yeah, one, now we'll go across. One in front, one, I'll go across, one behind, one in front. But you get an idea, there's that randomized set. You got your first set through, 1, 2, to each of those 3 spots. You got 1 to each of those 3 spots, and you got your randomized one. The next dribble move that we're going to rep is the crossover. When we're working this crossover, as you get to your first pound, I want you to think about and pretend that one of the balls in one of your hands is your main ball. What I mean by that is we're going to incorporate a little bit of footwork into this. So I want you thinking about one ball more than the other. We're going to cross both balls over in front of us, but one of them will be your main ball. So to give you an example, will be our pound drill set up to start. Then I'm going to step out with my right foot because this is my main ball. This is my main crossover ball. Then I'm going to sweep closer to me. So it'll be pound dribble, step out, and I'm going to be more focused on this and sweeping that thing through. Then we'll transition dribble. Now this is my main ball still, so now it's in my left hand. So it'll be pound, step out here because I'm setting up my cross away to cross. Here, it's over here now, sweep, good. Here, step out, cross. In our next drill, we're going to pound and bounce or drop the tennis ball to then make a move and grab the tennis ball before it hits the ground a second time while keeping our dribble going. Probably easier to show you than tell you. So as we're doing it, we're going to pound and drop the tennis ball at the same time. So it'll be same time, you're going to let that tennis ball bounce. Then quickly make a move and grab the tennis ball while still controlling your dribble at the same time. So going through it slower, it'll look like this. Bounce, move, grab, except then we'll keep our dribble going. In terms of our dribble moves, let's incorporate crossover between the legs or behind the back. Work one of those 3 options as you rep this up. Here's what it looks like.